from 14 after that, everything just changed. So I kind of wish we was all still kind of close, but family beef and then a bunch of girls, and so I don't know if that was the reason why, because got so many women, but
excuse you, what's that supposed to mean?
huh?
What that supposed to mean?
I just said I don't know if that's the reason why so many women, because you went on a girls trip. How that work out? Don't do me right.
We give you this podcast if we feel it or not. Yep. Give you high energy, have you feeling a drop. Raw, no nonsense, fire content, with time spent, sound slick, been around the block like Crown Vic. Come on, Dre, laugh so hard that you hit the tap. Like and subscribe, support us, stop sitting back, come and listen as we talk about this and that. TSD, come sit and chat, you get with that. Easy.
Hey, welcome to Sit and Chat 612, where we come up with weekly topics. Plus, we've been around the block a few times. My name is Sherrick.
My name is Tony.
DeAndre.
And Twinette.
And today's topic is, do you feel that the family dynamic has changed? Like growing up with your cousin, aunts, uncles, extended family, or whatever. I feel like it has changed. Anybody else?
Yeah, I feel like it changed for me as well.
Has changed as far as what?
I think for me, I just feel like we not as close. Of course, we're not as close as we used to be. But I feel like, for me, like, I don't know. I feel like when I was 14, we had a big old family fight. And then from that family fight, everybody just went their own ways. Florida, Atlanta, Alabama, So I just feel like when I see them now, it's just like, what's up? But it's just like, I don't really have no relation with them. I mean, no relationship with them. So it's just like.
Do you miss that?
Yeah, I do. Yep, I do. Like, I just feel like from 8 to 14, from what I can remember, we would all like hang out, family parties, like even just, ding dong ditch, riding bikes, all that type of stuff, going to the beach, like playing basketball. It's like from 14 after that, everything just changed. So I do. I kind of wish we was all still kind of close, but family beef and then a bunch of girls, and so I don't know if that was the reason why, because got so many women, but
excuse you, what's that supposed to mean?
Huh?
What that supposed to mean?
I just said I don't know if that's the reason why so many women, because you went on a girls trip. How that work out? Don't do me right. Don't do me, boo.
So my question kind of is, before I answer, so you grew up where?
I grew up in Minnesota.
You grew up in Minnesota.
Came up here when I was 8.
Okay.
7 maybe.
So I don't really know like the city versus the country, because we grew up down south,
right?
And things tend to be differently down south. But I think they down south, they still like pretty much very family, all into one or whatever. I think kids are a lot different like nowadays, because they don't really care about the bonding and stuff like we did as growing up. Because growing up, like we kind of, like, your grandma didn't really let us go to many places.
No.
But we pretty much knew everybody in the city.
The
but
city.
Then, no.
Mello will argue that it's the country.
Hold on, cut it a little real quick. We're going to cut it real quick. All right, y'all, we back on. We had some technical difficulties, so we back in. All right, what was you saying, Paul?
So I just was saying, like, down south, they kind of have, like, still, like, a family dynamic from what I've seen, again, from social media. But growing up, like, we kind of did, like, it was, like, very family. My cousin used to come over and stay the night, and, like, it was real chill or whatever. We never could really go places. Or we used to go to my uncle's and stay the night over there. Or we would go to my aunt's, and we would have a ball over there. Like, we just, like, and it was, like, always. But when we used to go to my uncle's or our uncle's. And,
I wonder why you kept saying mine, but okay.
But remember when his mother-in-law used to live in the projects?
We would go over there.
We used to have so fun. I used to want to live in the projects so bad. They used to have so much fun. So we did, like, and it was always a lot of kids and stuff. And again, when we used to go to my aunt's, it was always all the kids was over there. Like, we used to have a blast. And I don't see that now. Even with my kids, our kids, or whatever the case may be, like, they don't really be caring about the.
They weird.
Like, they don't really care about about the family and all of that. So I don't know. And then I see a lot of the people up here. That's why I asked like the difference, like how was it up here growing up? Because I don't see a lot of that. I see a lot of kids that do connect, and typically they're friends versus
Their cousins.
Yeah.
cousins and stuff. Like, and then I know down south they real heavy on that's my first cousin, that's my second cousin, or whatever the case may be. They don't really say that much up here.
You're
So
just
I
cousin.
think I think the dynamics of things have changed a lot, but especially too like the grandmas got a lot younger.
Yeah.
And grandmas don't do
Grandma stuff.
grandmas don't do the things that we typically
no.
know grandmas to do.
Who can we compare? Because your grandma didn't do grandma stuff either.
We lived with our grandma.
I know, but I'm just saying she didn't do grandma stuff either.
Because she had to be our parent. What do you mean?
I'm just saying, like, okay, so when I think about the older people getting family and stuff together, she didn't do that.
Well, she was a kind of a loner, and she kind of wanted us to be loners, too. She ruined us a little bit.
I think she succeeded.
She ruined us a little bit. But, you know, like, a lot of the grandparents, like, Grandma Gladys, that side of the family, they always have family gatherings
Always.
and family get-togethers, and they still do.
They do.
I be hating. I'm like, dang, that food look good.
It be looking so good.
But
And
yeah, we
remember
don't.
that time? I don't even know why we went down there. It probably was somebody's funeral. And I don't know who cooked those fried biscuits. But after that, I was in love with fried biscuits.
Yeah.
And it was hot. And
Fried
it was
biscuits.
fried biscuits.
Dang.
And then you put honey on it. That stuff was good.
I don't remember the fried biscuits.
This question might be off topic, but so with you guys knowing how you guys were raised, is it still difficult to not pass that or be that way with your children, even though you know?
This is what I kind of feel. I feel like, for sure, our kids have way more leeway because they grew up in the city.
Right.
And I always try to preach to my kids who are older than her kids and everybody else is that these are your cousins. Like, no matter what you feel like you shouldn't interject in, these are your first cousins.
Right.
I be wanting them to step it up.
Right.
But especially my son, not my business, not my problem type stuff. And I just be wanting him to be more engaging, but that isn't him either. He more like saying.
So is that the question? I don't really like know what you're asking. Like, so are you saying like as far as the strictness or like how things were?
Well, because you guys were saying about how your grandmother raised you, and like, so do you guys feel like you guys are loners too?
So let's be clear. My grandmother treated us differently.
Okay.
Here we go.
She's the older. She's the older, and she did get away with a lot more. She was able to
I'm not
do.
the oldest.
You're older than me.
Oh, you said older.
I said the older one. Yeah.
Okay.
She did get away with a lot more than I did. She did a lot of things. Now, growing up
Don't tell it all.
as a little
Mind your
kid,
business.
I was bad. Like as little, I was bad. I was into stuff. I was doing things. She wasn't so much into that. Like she was chill. But as she got older and the teenage and that type of stuff, this girl was something else. I didn't like the things that she used to do. My grandma used to feel like I was the ringleader.
Right.
I was the ringleader. Like, what? Do you not know how sneaky this girl is? Like,
Still is.
this.
I just went.
Yes, like so my grandma really treated this girl like she was like something special, and I was the villain. I was the villain. I was the one that always got in trouble. So I always knew that I would not treat my kids the way that my grandma treated me. So I do like I do like for them to be more free and more open. I also like for my kids to be able to express themselves.
Right.
If they're feeling a way about something, then tell me about it. Talk to me about it. If I say something to them and they don't feel like it's true or that's how it goes, then let's have that conversation. Let's discuss that. Because my grandma did not give a damn what I had to say or what was the real truth. If she already thought it in her head, that's how
Right.
it was and that's what it was.
Okay.
So, yeah. What about you, LaShawn?
I just answered that.
You just was talking about the cousins being cousins or whatever. Do you
Oh.
feel like your grandma made you a loner or whatever? As I get older,
No,
though,
because
I like being by myself.
I'm social, but I also like to be to myself.
LaShawn is a lot more social now than she
Girl,
was.
you don't call me Sheer.
No, LaShawn. Come on, you talk about dynamic.
Right. But she wasn't as social back in the day, and people used to always say she was stuck up, or whatever the case may be. And she probably was, but
I just didn't talk.
she wasn't very, I guess she talked to the people she wanted to talk to, but she didn't talk as much as she do now. And if she get a drink, baby,
Yeah.
For me, like the family dynamic is it's weird, but it's a little different in my situation because I was born in Oklahoma, but I've been in Minnesota since I was 3. So most of my family is still in Oklahoma, so I still go down there and visit. So like when I go down there, it's still like we never left.
Right,
So
right.
like I don't feel like it's different, and you would think it is because like years go by before we go down there again. But it's just like because of that we retain that love and that energy is still there. So it's a little bit different in my case.
I think that's kind of cool. I think a lot of people say down south is kind of like that too. Like, it don't much really change. I mean, people die, you know,
Right.
so, but that stays the same.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's cool.
Yeah. So
But I have a question. So if social media wasn't involved in some of this keeping up, because that's how I reconnected with my brother. So if social media and stuff wasn't involved, how connected would we be to them?
Yeah.
So for me, and yours is a little different because you never really had a relationship with your father's side. Do you talk like
And still don't.
you kind of talk? I guess you really kind of see what because y'all got like a group on Facebook, right? You kind of can know what goes on a
Okay,
little
so
bit.
the group is not necessarily, I guess it's his side, but I can't tell you the dynamic of it. It's more of the Thomases that be in there and be talking about their great grandpa and grandma. So it's more, or them. Like they might add something, or maybe one of my cousins did ancestry or something like that and will chime in or something, but it's never about
So
that group.
you really don't have a relationship with that.
No.
Okay.
No.
So
I just know the people that I know, and then that's it.
and the people on our mom's side that we kind of grew up around, our grandma, aunt, and uncle, they passed away.
Yeah.
But I still my father's side, like my uncle and my aunt, like literally text me all the time. I talk to them more than I talk to my dad. So for me, LaShawn will tell you all the time, I'm not going back to Arkansas and I'm not this or whatever. But she also got her mom's dad's side of the family that they are the country people. They love family. They
But
love
this
love.
is my thing. I'm not even talking about the older people. I'm talking about the people that's our age.
even the people
I
our age.
feel like we can travel and go somewhere. I do not want to go to Arkansas to sit in somebody's yard and watch them drink beer.
I mean, if that's the thing, but not everybody can travel. So you go to Arkansas and you can see all the people that's there, but some people do travel. And like I said, like the people on your mother's dad's side, the ones that's our age, they do travel.
Okay, we'll put something together.
I didn't say anything about putting something together. I'm just saying while you're saying I don't want to go to Arkansas and sit in somebody's yard, then don't. That's fine. If that's just your choice, but you can't say that you would want a relationship with people because not everybody can travel. Because there's also older people that can't travel. So for me, no, you don't have to go to Arkansas all the time. But I mean, every few years or whatever the case may be, you could see people, and that's just a way of like kind of connecting with people. And because I really don't know, like I remember a lot of people, but it's just from when we were really small, you know.
Right.
So I would love to go to Arkansas, and not in the summertime though. Not in the summertime.
Tom, you say like your family is mostly women, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you? Well, I feel like this is a given, but I still gotta ask.
Do you feel like you're a woman? Is that what you was gonna say?
No, do you
I was gonna
feel,
say no.
do you feel like you are closer with the women in your family than the male side?
Yeah.
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 I would have to say the same thing because, like, I've realized, like, when it comes to, like, my sisters or even like my cousins, like, I just started to realize, which was like last year, like, I'm like, I just tend to be closer with the women in my family.
So are the men your age?
Closer in a way. I mean, like I said, we don't really see each other a lot, but I mean, I'm around pretty much all women, really.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah.
But why? Do you not want to engage with
That's what I'm
your
saying.
male cousins?
Are they around your age?
I just feel like growing up, it's just, we all have a bond, but I feel like the bond is stronger with the women.
Right.
But I think I don't know why.
I'll
I
tell
feel like
you why.
it's because I was raised.
Let me tell you why. Because women are natural nurturers. And women care about those type of things. And just like you, like, yeah, that's my cousin, and we cool, we shake it up or whatever the case may be. But men don't typically reach out.
Right.
So that's just like, one of y'all got to reach out and build the bond.
Right.
That's usually how women are. Because women will make you like, come on, cuz, let's do this.
Right.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I feel like, so I had met some family on my biological dad's side, and they were like brothers and sisters, but it was kind of like that's why we had all met for like the very first time, and we was all cool. We all got each other's phone numbers and stuff, and it's like when I was trying to text the brothers on that side, it was just like short answers. What's up? This and that. But it's like when I chat with the females, we have whole conversations about each other's lives. But it's like when I be trying to have that with the guys, it's just like, yeah, cool.
Maybe that's just
I
a guy thing.
Right, but I'm like, me and you, like, well, it's different. When you're friends, I think, but me and you, like, we don't have short answers. We can talk about anything.
Right.
But I can't really do that when it comes to like the brothers and the guys' sides of my cousins. I'm like,
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. You just have to extend the hand. When I tell you, so my Uncle Ricky was never really a talker for me. Like, I ain't never really heard him say much anything or whatever. My Uncle Ricky literally texts me every day. It either says, good morning, niece, or good morning, beautiful niece. I say, good morning, Unc, and that's the rest of the conversation. He hit me back the next day and said the exact same thing.
right.
So it's just like, it's all about reaching. For me, it's all about, making the effort or whatever. And once you do what you do, then you can't be mad at nothing else. You know what I'm
Who you
saying?
make the effort to reach out to?
I reach out to a lot of my people.
Oh.
I think
Why are you looking at me?
I probably got one cousin. Yeah, one cousin that I really talk to is my cousin Noonie. But other than that, that's the only cousin that I would actually have a full-fledged conversation, talk about how you doing, how the family doing. And she's one of the person that was like, we need to start, getting the younger generation to meet all their other cousins. But we the only person that can sit there and talk for hours and be cool.
So did you and Noonie grow up together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are all these cousins kind of like first cousins, like mamas and brothers, siblings, kids, and like that, or just because I don't know, like
Majority of our first cousins didn't even live in Hampton.
no,
Arkansas.
they didn't. They were older too. Because
It's a set we don't even know.
right. But I have siblings that I don't know.
On purpose.
And,
It's legitly on purpose. It's
Right.
not that she don't know who they are.
Right.
It's on purpose that she don't want to talk.
no. If they say something to me, I'll say something back.
She's the oldest.
I talk to some of them. I do.
One of them.
No, I've talked to Caleb this year. I mean, I've talked to
Anthony.
Anthony this
I
year.
know. And that's the one of them that I'm talking
I
about.
talked to Caleb too.
We're not even talking about him.
What are you talking about? I talked to Anthony and Caleb.
It's more than them two. Just
Right.
know. And one of them is siblings with the other ones that she don't talk to.
I just never reached out, and the one time that they reached out to me, or one of them reached out to me, it was kind of bad vibes. Like she was trying to find out addresses for child support and stuff, and I just like,
Right.
I'm not in the mix of that. And when it comes to my daddy, don't ask me nothing. So that's kind of how that goes. But I think like the older you get, the more that like you start to realize how important that family is. And then after you do that and they still on garbage or they don't want to do whatever they can, it is what it is. But I feel, do y'all feel like, so do you go, when you was growing up, did you go to Oklahoma during the summer times?
Yeah.
And did you go to, you from Chicago?
Yeah.
You went to Chicago during the summertime?
Yeah.
Because these kids don't go nowhere during the summertime.
Yeah, we've been back to. My mom took us back and forth to Chicago. Not
all the time?
Not all the time, but we have been back.
Because, like, our kids, like, my kids probably would want to go down south, but they won't stay no whole summer.
If they had something to do, or it would depend on who it was.
Sometimes you need to put them in that environment.
Yeah.
I feel like if Jalen went with Tracy has boys.
Oh, Jalen likes down south.
So, like, he liked it then. Would he like it now? That's the difference.
Right. Kai has never been. And Zai can't go because he would be 5 shades of black by the time.
One thing that I do agree with is that that the newer generation will learn to value family more.
How do you think they will? Because I really don't think they care. Like, seriously. I could tell my child, these are your cousins. Not our kids. On their dad's, these are your cousins. And they will legitimately say, these people are not related to them. These are like your second cousins. They are related to you.
Right.
They feel like if they don't know them, then they're not related.
Not my kids. Jakira called everybody's her
yeah.
cousin.
She get that from Jarnisha. Because Jarnisha claims everybody. We do not do that.
But I'm also like talking about how you were saying like of your kids don't really like have pictures of y'all or don't really have a lot of family pictures. I feel like as they get older, they're gonna be like, damn, I need to take more pictures. Of my
I
family.
don't think they are. It would be the one, but that's the
Right.
one that do everything anyway.
Right.
Them other two, they don't be
You don't think
caring.
so though?
No,
As they get older,
no. Maybe if they had their own kids, maybe. But as of now, no.
I don't. I feel like you. Well, you can say no, but I feel like you never know because like they might start to understand because like you do miss family as you get older. Like,
A little bit, but I feel like this is what I get from talking to them. Right, our family is important to them. That's the importance. Everybody else is just everybody else, and they're included. But if it's not about our family, there is no concern.
Were they exposed to the other family when they were younger, or like were they
Yes.
like young?
Listen, we all stayed in my mama's house at one point in time together. These kids grew up together.
Right.
There's no reason for them to be as separate as they are now.
I think he's talking about the daddy side.
Oh, but they was.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I just don't remember them staying at the house. That's why I said that.
Oh,
But
well, yeah,
do
they
you-
was. They was
do you-
always with them.
do you think that's because you and the dad kind of fell out? The reason why they don't.
They
deal
was
with that?
still over there when we got together. They was still over there. They never stopped doing that until they got older. But what I realized was I didn't know. But when we went to Florida and we was all sitting down talking to those kids, and Shariah said Mello tortured her, and he said because he was traumatized. And it was because of their daddy. So he came back and tortured Shariah because he was traumatized. And I just didn't understand that. But I also didn't know how we didn't know if we was in the house with them.
Right.
Wait, tortured her how?
I don't know because I don't remember what they was talking about or what he did to her. Oh, no. I remember one time she said he used to dig his nails in her skin. And I don't know why she just didn't knock him out. But
So
yeah.
you didn't know that
I didn't know
that
none of that
Mello
was
and
going on.
Shariah like was
No.
beefing?
No.
Well, that's not too surprising to me because like I recently found out that my younger brother had resentment toward my mom and my dad when they split up, but like we never knew throughout all those years, and he's just now saying like, yeah, you know, like this is how I felt. So
Right.
yeah, you know, like you don't know with your kids what is happening, but I've even if you try to have that conversation with them, sometimes they just probably just don't say it until it gets to a certain point in their life where they feel like they can say it, which I
Right.
never understood. I'm not about to just tell your parents, but I
But I also didn't know what had traumatized him either until he
Right.
told me, because I never knew it even happened.
yeah.
So like that was the thing, and he was 16 at the time, 15 or 16, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah. See, you know,
The stuff that I tried to avoid him seeing or being around is what happened,
right.
and it wasn't on my dime. Like it was nothing I could do about it because I didn't know anything about it.
Right.
What you would have done?
Drove to North South Dakota,
And did what?
something.
You would have talked her out of that?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have if he would have known that one of them kids was in harm. No, he wouldn't have.
Talk you out of what you mean?
Driving down there and
No, because me now, no, me then too. Yeah, I would have.
No, you wouldn't.
I would have talked you out.
No, you wouldn't.
I talked
If
you
it
out
was
of
something going on with the kids, you would have said we ain't going.
Okay.
Somebody has to be the smart person. So were the kids back home or are the kids still up there?
Still up there.
Okay.
If something's going on with them,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, they would. Y'all would have went.
tear down there.
You finish.
But that's why like what was so like shocking to hear my younger brother say that, because like kids like take things differently when it comes to things in life, because like when the divorce happened, like I just understood it as two people falling out of love, and they.
How old were you?
I was probably like preteen, going on teenager.
And how old was he?
He's like 1.5 years younger than me. But also too, like when my parents had adopted me, I was still a newborn, and like he was in a great foster home until about 6, and then he came to live with us.
Okay.
So this is what my mom was saying, was like, he had this idea of what family was when he was in a foster home. This is so then when he came here and it broke apart, it probably was like, dang, like I thought this is what family was supposed to, which so yeah, like for me, like because I was in the family longer, but then I still feel like, well, I could have took it like that, but I'm like, why didn't I? But I think for me, I'm much more understanding and logical thinking. But yeah.
But everybody deal with emotional things differently.
Yeah.
too.
Absolutely.
And by him being not much younger, but going those teenage years or going into teenage years are different.
Yeah, a lot of people are really affected by divorces. I've never had married parents, so I've never been in that situation. But I pretty much think like if you going your way, you going your way, and that's kind of it. As long as the kid gets to see both people, then.
Mm-hmm.
But kids don't think like that. They need their parents in one house.
Right.
So, I guess I don't know what we came up with. We told y'all a lot of stories though. So with that being said, sit and chat 612.
Sit and chat, 612, the sequel. Success in our soliloquy, no equals. Listen to us as we driving on the highway. Different topics, top 5, Booty Friday. Share, listen, laugh and give us that energy. Come on, tone with the jokes and me bringing the chemistry, the symmetry. Damn, nah, we ain't with the imagery. Our ministry ain't with the gimmickry. Are you kidding me? Easy.